Fat dad, gonna put on a shirt. Will it fit? No, it can't, 'cause he eats all the food. Look out, here comes a fat dad. Hi, Will of Fat Dad Comics here. This is my first video in a very long time. And if any of you are wondering where I've been or what I've been up to, I actually did see a comment, whatever happened to this guy. Put it on the screen right here on my YouTube, whatever happened to this guy. Well, what happened was I decided that I wasn't going to be involved in comic book speculation and selling anymore. And the big reason for that is not because I have any hatred towards the speculation market or speculators or anyone who makes a living selling comic books. I have the same respect for them that I've always had. I have very little respect for people who do things in a disgusting way or a disgusting manner, taking advantage of people. That's before comic books, during comic books, after comic books, in every facet of life. The reason why I stopped doing it was because, quite honestly, it's not why I got back into comic books after being away from it for such a long time. The reason why I got into comic books is because I love them. And what I thought I can do is I can turn some stuff around. And I just so happened, like, take small books for like pennies to the dollar, flip them, and then turn them into bigger dollars so I can afford to buy the things that I do love. And then what ended up happening was I found myself more like buying things I didn't care about, buying things for the sake of buying them, and just so I can have those things. And also for content, I would buy things for the sake of content. So it was a lot of stuff that I was doing was contingent on content, getting likes on my content, what I thought other people wanted, or what I thought I could turn a profit on. And as I was going through that, the market was changing. It was pretty much reaching its peak when I sort of started, and then the comic book boom, the COVID boom burst, and I was stuck with a lot of stuff that quite in retrospect makes sense for me to have as inventory. And then I didn't have a good feeling looking at those things. I had boxes of comics all over the place, some in my closet, some in my bedroom, some in my living room. And I didn't feel good about those things that were inside of there fully. So I decided, I'm not going to make content anymore. If I'm looking to make content just for solely for likes, like I was plotting on making content based on like negativity because I understood that got you the most likes, and it's just like I didn't want to. I rather get a small amount of likes, and quite honestly, I don't. I'm not super concerned about how many likes and views I get even now. This is just something I enjoy doing. Was kind of like talking about this stuff, um, and hopefully I could contribute something to the community. But I just decided, you know what? I don't like where this is going for me and how it's affecting me. So I decided I was gonna sell off most of my comic book collection, sold most of it. I only kept my ASM, my Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 1 run, and then some modern stuff that I was already collecting, like Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 3, um, Batman, started collecting Absolute Batman, and I was collecting Spider-Boy. I'll probably just pass that along to my youngest or a nephew or someone like that. Not really my bag. I read a few issues and I was like really not into it. But I mean that's it. That's all I have. And as you can see behind me, that's all that's there. Um and I decided I was, so for the last 2 years, sold my collection off, and then all I was collecting was ASM, my fillers. I was hell bent on completing 200 to 300, making sure I have all of those issues in between. Did that. And then most recently, I was looking to fill in the holes. Like there are some major holes between 100 and 200, and I wanted to fill those up. And you got big boy books in there, like specifically One Grail, which is the first appearance of Punisher. So these were the only things that I was like really focused on. But I did miss making content. I did, and I decided that the content I'm looking to make is going to be more involved with history of comic books, content within the pages, and or the things surrounding it, how it relates to our everyday lives, are the mechanisms of human beings. I like these are the kinds of things that are subjects I want to touch upon, and you're going to see like this is what my content's going to be moving forward. So, will I have some stuff concerning or discussing the comic book market? Yes, it's inevitable. I mean, this is a collectible. It's a collectible hobby, right? So, and these things cost dollars. We drive the market with how many dollars we spend on it. But I'm not here to tell you what these things cost because I'm trying to hawk them. I sell zero. I wiped every like platform I use to sell comic books. You can look at it, my whatnot, my eBay, all that stuff. There's nothing for sale. And I really don't have any intentions of selling anything. Although I was pretty damn good at it in terms of like how I treated my customers. The engagement was great with the people. I met some really cool people in the speculator world, whether they were buying from me or whether they were other sellers. I really did enjoy it, but it just for me did not make sense. It started to really take away a lot from my life. So I I'm still a collector. I'm still going to be a collector. I still love create. I'm a creative. I love creating. I love writing. I love stories. That's what's in these books, and there are stories surrounding these books. So there's plenty of things that I could talk about that maybe not too many people talk about. There is like a niche within the niche. You'll see there's a lot of personalities in this community are driven by the speculator market, and even like the news concerning movies or games or anything like that, it will correlate towards dollars, and certain issues and things like that. And then there is another corner within the niche where it talks about kind of like the things I want to talk about, which is the history of artists, books, publishers, and you can really get it. And those things I've always found them interesting. I just kind of got sucked into to what was happening during this COVID boom. I think a lot of people did. And hopefully I could bring something of value in my content. And even if I don't, you guys will let me know by whether or not you watch or if there is a clamoring or a desire for it. So I don't know. You'll let me know. But I mean, this is where I'm at right now. And I did pick some stuff up. I didn't stop collecting. And I'm going to show you a little bit of that in the next segment. I did pick up over the last 2 years some pretty good books, some pretty cool books. Right, I'm caught up, Amazing Spider-Man wise, issues 100 through current. That's pretty much what I was focused on in the past 2 years, and I'm gonna spend the rest of my collecting life trying to fill the sub 100 run. So I do have some sub 100 books that I did pick up recently in my ASM collection, and I'm going to show those and then some of the other stuff. It was very deliberate what I was picking up, and it's pretty thematic, and you're going to kind of like pick up on that theme. And I mean, I'm just going to let you know what it is anyway. So the first thing I have here is Amazing Spider-Man number 39, first John Romita cover. He took over the Spider-Man run, and when he took over that Spider-Man run, actually he became that standard. Another sub 100, and this one like my the theme is really going to come out. This is Amazing Spider-Man number 41, first appearance of Rhino, also John Romita cover. I picked this up also recently, and just tell you, I'm pretty much decided I was gonna pick up some Amazing Spider-Man villains. Obviously, the main ones are your Doc Ock, Lizard, Mysterio, Craven. Those villains right now not gonna be able to acquire. So, this is a good start. Amazing Spider-Man number 46. This is the first appearance of Shocker. It's another Silver Age key, John Romita cover. Again, you know, Spider-Man villains, some of the best villains in comic books come out of Spider-Man. This one, the previous copies that I showed of Amazing Spider-Man 39 and 41, they were like in the low grade, 3.5 range, 4.0 range. This one closer to like a 7.0, I would say, maybe even a 7.5. Very beautiful copy. First appearance of Shocker. Amazing Spider-Man number 78. We have Prowler, first appearance of Prowler. I always liked this. I thought I'd pick this up. It was a reasonable price. This one is like in a, I want to say 5560 is Amazing Spider-Man number 100. It's a milestone issue. Beautiful copy. It's like a 7.5, I think. Then we have here Amazing Spider-Man number 119. This is Spider-Man versus Hulk. It was a pretty popular issue. It's not easy to come by. It has a bit of a price range on it. And then I also got, which is my favorite of the two, Amazing Spider-Man number 120. Here we have like a nice key. It's Amazing Spider-Man number 122, Death of Green Goblin, Norman Osborn. Another key here, and these are all keys that I'm showing off. Another key here is Amazing Spider-Man number 124, first appearance of Man Wolf. I have Amazing Spider-Man number 252. This is the money book for first black costume. It's just something that should be in your collection if you are an Amazing Spider-Man collector. So over here I have Amazing Spider-Man number 361. And then we have Last of the Raws. This is Amazing Spider-Man number 4, volume 3, first appearance of Silk. And I did get a few slabs in the past couple of years, and all of them, most of them are towards my ASM collection, and this is what I'm focused on. So I have here in a 6.0 CGC 6.0 uh, Amazing Spider-Man number 101, first appearance of Morbius. What we have next here is Amazing Spider-Man number 121. This is the death of Gwen Stacy. This is in a 5.0. Again, Amazing Spider-Man number 121. Great yellow cover. Uh, in a 5.0. It's to me, it's beautiful. I'm happy with this right now. And speaking of yellow covers, we have Amazing Spider-Man number 129, first appearance of Frank Castle, uh, also known as, or more commonly known as, the Punisher. Okay, so non-Amazing Spider-Man here. This is Ultimate Fallout 4. It's first appearance of Miles Morales. It takes over as Spider-Man after Spider-Man dies in this universe. Miles Morales, viable version of Spider-Man, really great character. Got him in a 9.6, and I'm really happy about it. Now the last one. Not Amazing Spider-Man, and I know that's like my concentration in Spider-Man, but I couldn't pass an opportunity to buy this. This is New Mutants number 98, first appearance of Deadpool. Even in the current market, this was under fair market value, and I was able to pick it up, and I can now hold on to this. So yes, I still collect comic books. I love my comic books very much. I'm just more deliberate about how I do it, and I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna try to get issues 1 through 99 the best that I can. It's gonna be really hard because they're really expensive books. It's not outside of the realm of possibility. And then the holy grail of all holy grails. I don't know if my girlfriend slash future wife is gonna let me drop 30K on a AF-15. So I may have to do it anyway. But I may never get to own that book, but I mean, if I could do the 1 through 99, that's the goal right now. And yeah, so this is what I've been collecting as of late, and this is pretty much what I will be collecting moving forward. So stay tuned and keep collecting.